Hey guys, it's Viewmasters Reactions, and we're back with episode 24, season 1, the finale of Delicious in Dungeon. We're finally here. I'm shocked to see that the episode is one of, if not the shortest of the entire season. I thought it might be like a double episode or the longest episode because they have so many things to sum up, but I also said at the end of the last episode, there's no way they could sum everything up. There are so many things they have tapped into at this point that I expect there to be lots of cliffhangers, but I'm just hoping at this point we get to Fallon, or at least see where Fallon is, because now we've got the flying lion, or the winged lion I should say, the golden castle. Fallon is still out there somewhere. We have the mad mage, we have all the other groups of people with Kabru and Tansu, and there's so many things. The elves are coming to get us. Maybe we'll encounter the elves. I don't know. I don't know what I want them to do because there is less than 25 minutes. If you cut out the intro and the credits at the end, there's like barely 20 minutes of this episode. So I did notice at the end, after I was editing, the last episode was Griffin Soup / Dumplings 1. I'm thinking, is the finale going to be Dumplings 2? I feel like that is a weird name for the finale episode, but here we are, and it's Dumplings 2 / Bacon and Eggs. Just as weird, if not weirder. It isn't even like a part 2. It's a half of a part 2. Our final episode, our final half of our final episode is called Bacon and Eggs. I don't know what that's going to mean. I'm sure we're going to make bacon and eggs out of something because that is what we do. But last we saw, we all walk through the mushrooms. We all turn into different types of people. We still are those people. As you can see, this is the first shot of the episode. And I don't know if we're going to stay like this. We have 20 minutes to change back into who we are and come to some sort of finality of at least this season. Loving it. I hope we get into season 2 soon. I hope there is a season 2. I don't know if it's even been signed on yet. The funniest one of all of them is Senshi. Senshi is this magnificent looking elf man who is nothing like the personality of Senshi. I said this at the end of the episode too, how some of the people are like they were, and we even went through it in the last episode, how we're still the same person, but some people's personalities have changed. For instance, Senshi was nothing like this, but Chilchuck is still the same kind of personality. I feel like Itsuzumi is still the same. Laios is the same. I feel like everybody is the same for the most part, except Senshi. So maybe Senshi will help us, but I mean, Marcel was an elf, so it isn't like we have one elf more or something. We have the same amount of elves. Either way, let's just jump in. You guys want to see more of what I do? In the description of every video is a link for Patreon. You want your own requested show or movie? There is a tier level. You could ask me to do so. That's how we have thousands of exclusives over there. Peaky Blinders, Doctor Who, Person of Interest, My Hero Academia, Toriko, and Bleach. We're starting House of the Dragon this Sunday at 9 p.m. It comes out. I will immediately get the full episode up on Patreon, and then I'm going to edit it up as quick as possible for YouTube. That'll be the new show replacing this. Jackie Chan movies every month. Winona Earp, The Shield. So many shows and movies just started. Check it out full unedited. In the description is the link. If not, season 1, episode 24, the finale for Delicious in Dungeon. Look at Senshi. Glistens as he walks.
There's something I've been wondering. In these bodies, what's the gap between our actual age and the age we look?
I'm 26 years old.
Senshi, now that he's a dwarf, how old does Laios look to you?
60?
Oh,
Dwarves live about 2.5 times longer than tall men. I'd be 65 as a dwarf.
Oh shit.
Will we age at the rate we did before we transformed?
Oh, so that would
Or
mean
will that change based on our new
Chilchuck's
bodies?
older.
If it's the latter, you'll only live till about 50 years old. In less than 40 years, you're gonna get all old and wrinkly.
Because
I'm only
Chilchuck was
kidding.
like over 100 years old.
What
or
I'm
something.
actually trying to say is if that was the case, then this mushroom is too good to be true. It means the change is only temporary, or has some kind of awful side effect.
You want to be a demi-human, don't you?
No, that's not it. I was honestly thinking more in regards to Fallon. Fallon regains her sanity.
What was I just doing? Fallon's back!
And we're
It
just
scares people.
Yeah, we're just fine like that.
So, having a dragon's lower half would be a problem. I thought about hiding that part by putting her in a hole.
What can I get ya?
However, a large monster can't survive in a human town with how thin the mana is. Unless... We use those mushrooms. With the changelings, we could change her lower half, and that way, Fallon could live in town after all! Tall men don't have any kind of special trait, which makes us plain.
It's like stones scraping against each other.
Oh, our hearing is
From
good.
what I can tell, it actually
Itsuzumi.
sounds like it's getting closer.
Yes, it sounded
The
like.
gargoyles found us! You idiot!
Is it?
Did you really not shut the door all the way?
Chilchuck, get the pan. Izutsumi, attack from behind.
They're right there!
Are they really? Oh my god, they really are there.
Watch out, everyone!
What is happening? I thought it was just like a misdirect.
You're clumsy no matter what body you're in, huh? This way!
Oh my. Is that gonna change us back? What is
Did you
that?
cast something?
It looks like the purple mushroom smoke.
Are you two hurt?
Is Kensuke gone? Kensuke turned into like an evil
Does it
sword.
always look like this?
What the frig?
No, maybe the smoke we saw was actually
changeling spores?
But hang on.
The gargoyles?
Grab each other's hands and make a circle right now! Think before you open your mouth for one! Just trust me, okay?
What do we do now? Is this it?
We're gonna
Kensuke
have the
turned into
gargoyle
like
pass
a
through our arms.
demon sword.
If my theory is correct.
What was that? Go around it.
Fly away
Yeah,
anymore.
run around
Come on,
it.
let's surround it!
But it was attacking us. What has it become?
We did it!
This is the gargoyle?
What is it?
okay?
A giant
My
coin?
head hurts, but I'm fine.
Aren't you afraid of
Doesn't
us? We
seem
just
like it's
turned
gonna
your
come
friend
down
into a
here.
coin.
We're gonna bring ourselves closer to it
And then whip you
and
over?
get it to attack us.
Keeping rhythm so we run in sync!
1, 2, 1 and 2 and
Digging it. I think we're gonna have to like whip her over it. Yeah, go
Take to the
through.
sky, Marcel!
Take to the sky through us like a ring of fire. Is the gargoyle peeing on us? Oh my god, it is a peeing boy statue.
It's kind of anticlimactic, but if you wash off the spores stuck to your body, you'll go back to normal.
Yeah, but
I think I finally understand why
now
the
we
mushrooms
understand
behave
it.
the way they do.
Since we're not gargoyles, it's gonna take some time to go back to how we were.
I feel like now that we understand it, we should.
Kensuke, it's hard to believe that this is you now.
Shouldn't we have just
What's on the
done
menu?
the circle to
We have some
Kensuke again
leftover
before we
dumplings, so I'll be boiling those.
did anything?
There a problem with that?
Nah, I'm just kind of sick of them.
Sick of them?
Wish I could be that carefree.
Dumplings
Gently put the
too.
dumplings in. On top of Izutsumi having a small appetite, she won't eat anything she doesn't like.
That one's got hair
Tell
in
me,
it.
what do you think?
Would you not?
What if...
Oh,
It seems as though the mouth does indeed act as a changeling ring. It's ready.
what is this one called? Oh, we don't get to
So
know.
much variety.
Screw you. I want to know what it was called, so we're going back. I do need subtitles.
It's ready.
Dumpling transformed by a changeling fairy
much
ring. That's all it
variety.
said.
No way, I got cheese!
This one tastes sweet.
I can't figure out the meat in mine.
Human. Oh, we're back.
Neat! My body is finally back to normal!
We're back.
What a lousy way to wake up!
I've never been happier.
I should have made some sausage to prepare for this kind of thing.
Hang on, didn't you make some before using the red dragon meat?
It's got to be
Did.
old.
But sadly, I lost all that.
Let me see it now!
So what should we do with him? My vote is that we form a circle and kick his ass.
Go wash this off immediately.
Our sword is growing changeling mushrooms.
What? You mean this thing?
It's probably an automated trolley. Let's go inside and have a look.
Why is it moving?
Senshi, what the heck did you do?
I'm gonna try reading this information sign, so why don't you all
That's
just sit
not
tight
my
for
language. Pretty awesome though. We got trolleys.
a bit. I don't really think any of this is gonna help us. Well, I'm not
Thanks.
sensing anything dangerous just yet.
But I don't know if it's working right or not.
We'll find out. There it is.
When I was in my teens, I got fed up with the people in my hometown. At some point, I joined a passing merchant caravan.
Wait, he's a deserter?
She insisted on following me. The two of us arrived at this island together, which meant there was plenty of guard work.
There's one of those mushrooms up
Taking
there.
those jobs is what led to us entering this dungeon.
Namari, Shuro, I don't know, some of you people.
Your whole thing makes sense, but why did Fallon tag along?
If I'm being honest, Fallon's childhood wasn't great for her.
I think she just wanted to be with
She
her
had a
brother.
talent for magic,
So
so
did she.
I left the village a year before she did, until she met Marcel. She probably ate her meals alone. Regardless, I decided I'd never leave Fallon behind again.
I just can't believe we're almost
What
done.
are you doing? She would always pick up weird things and bring them to me, like strange smelling fruits or bits of grass and
David the
herbs.
Gnome's son. Oh. Itsuzumi is like emotions. That's a cat face for you.
Fallon is most like bacon and eggs right
Bacon
now.
and eggs, half of the
You
episode.
know, if we're comparing souls to eggs. However, it still seems possible to separate them cleanly. That's how I see Fallon. If you work hard enough at it, you can remove the various ingredients, and that would probably cause the egg portion of it to fall apart.
If we manage to cut off her lower half, then we'll be able to turn Fallon into a human again?
I made sure to preserve some of the dragon meat in order for us to eat it later. But all of it ended up turning back into flesh and blood. In this dungeon where life and death are completely ambiguous, that could very well be the one clear rule it has. If we ate the entire dragon, isn't it perfectly reasonable to assume that it would drive its soul away from Fallon?
I thought you would be opposed to that stuff.
Don't get me wrong, I'm still against reviving people. I'd be more than happy to help you out with that.
Eating the entire dragon? How many servings do you think that is?
Why is that where your mind goes?
I was gonna say.
No! Why didn't I think of that before? We've been doing exactly that this whole time! She's huge. If we each ate 1 kilogram a day, then it'd take over 10 years to finish the whole thing.
Looks like we're gonna have to reach out to others for a little help then. It's time to call on all those personal connections
Yes,
you've been building
bring in
up.
all the troops.
You make it sound like I have more than I do.
Kabru.
The orcs seem like they'd
orcs?
eat a lot. The Golden Castle residents, they won't have too much of an appetite, but they have the numbers and livestock to make up for
Yeah.
it. Namari and Shuro's parties would likely join if we appealed to their emotions. Oh, and there's Kabru too!
Yeah, I was gonna say.
He seemed interested
Kabru
in monster
is
cuisine.
the first one I thought of.
That's plenty.
But still not enough to eat a dragon. Our goal from here on out's become crystal clear. 1. Release the winged lion from the depths of this dungeon. 2. With the lion's help, we finally neutralize the mad mage. 3. Gather people who are willing to assist in eating Fallon's dragon parts.
We're not gonna find a mid-sized group in the dungeon.
What's this feeling of uneasiness?
I don't think these are the kind of changes the folks behind us will like.
We got people. And we got...
Don't you dare consume that! There's something going on up there.
Walking mushrooms. If we took Fallon's dragon parts and cooked up some steaks, would that be a good garnish for them?
Now's not really the time to be crafting a Fallon menu.
So bizarre, but I love it.
Let's start prepping something.
You got it.
Dungeon food. There is no hierarchy here. Only the simple concept that eating is a privilege of the living. Ah, dungeon food. Delicious in dungeon.
I got chills on his voice. All right, everybody, that is it for the finale of Delicious in Dungeon. Honestly, with as short a time as they gave us, I think they wrapped it up pretty nicely. The bacon and eggs thing made total sense because we did in other episodes talk about how people are like eggs. I thought he was going to go down the line, meaning Senshi, because he's like, this is what Fallon is like, bacon and eggs. And you got an egg sitting on top of the bacon and you could separate it cleanly. Then you got Itsuzumi, who's like an omelet. She's all mixed up and you could remove certain ingredients, but the egg might crumble and fall apart. So you got to be extra careful about it. I wasn't sure if where Senshi was going is what was going to actually be our task in season 2, obviously, but clearly it is. He is saying if we eat Fallon's dragon part, that we will take basically the soul of the dragon out of her, whatever is binding her to that form will be stripped from her and she'll go back to regular Fallon. Now, first off, I dig his theory and it probably is the case, but we don't even know for sure if that is the case. But now he's like, even if we ate a kilogram a day, it would take 10 years for us to consume this entire dragon. Not to mention, I'm thinking of it like, I feel like this is what the rest of the group was thinking, because immediately Laios is like, this would take forever. How do we prepare it? And they're like, that's the first thing you thought of? Because wouldn't we be hurting her. She is part dragon now. It is part of her body. So we'd be like slicing off parts of her body to eat her over the course of time. Even if we did it fast, it's gotta be, we'd have to like knock her out and cut her in half, literally cut her in half, like they said. I can't imagine she wouldn't be in a great deal of pain, but we do have magic and healing abilities and stuff, so I guess she's just gonna have to deal with it. But I love how they're like, all right, we gotta get together like 20 people and eat her. Basically, we gotta get all these people. And then we see Kabru and Shuro and Namari are heading back down to the dungeon. There's a bunch of other people behind them that we haven't seen yet, new people. We also have the orcs and the Golden Castle people. So if we get like 20 or 30 people to all eat Fallon, I guess we'll get there much quicker. But if their math was right, it would still take forever, even with like 30 people. Well, they did say the Golden Castle has tons of people and livestock, and the orcs are big in numbers. I mean, we'd have a ton of people, but we would all have to come together in agreement and eat half a Fallon. That is insanity, just there alone. On top of that, we did change back. We found out that we had the spores on us and we can make a circle. We turned the gargoyle into this giant face with an open mouth where we could stick things in it and change them. Kensuke changed into a demon-looking sword with a skull on it, and changeling mushrooms started forming off of it. So now we have our own supply, so to speak, of changeling mushrooms. And I feel like we kept it that way. Marcel was like, let's wrap it up or something, or I don't know, but we didn't do that, I don't think. But that was something, and we all are changed back. Then we find the trolley, and the trolley's taking us to new places. All of this is awesome, and I just hate that we now have a massive break. My guess is, I mean, there is 24 episodes in a season, and it's weekly. So there might only be like a 5-month break, 6-month break, because half of the year is episodes of this show. I hope there is a season 2 sooner than later, but I'm going to go edit this up. Loved it. Great way to tie it all together. The Mad Mage was shown with Fallon. She threw the mushroom in the air. It showed everybody that we needed to say before it concluded. So you guys want to see more of what I do, in the description of every video is a link for Patreon. You'll see these in full, done with the entire series. You want your own requested show or movie, there is a tier level. In the description is a link for Patreon. You can ask me to watch anything you want, and I will do so. That's how we have thousands of exclusives: Peaky Blinders, Doctor Who, Perseverance, Winona Earp, The Shield, Jackie Chan movies every month, My Hero Academia, Bleach. House of the Dragon is starting this Sunday at 9 p.m. We're going to run with that as the new show that replaces this. And Cobra Kai starts in July. Eventually, we'll start stacking shows and have 2 or 3 going on a week like we were with Shogun and Chucky and X-Men 97 with this. So check it out. Full unedited everything. If not, comments down below. Like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.